The concept of shirk in Islam is very interesting. Um, if you think about the pronunciation of the words, so shirk is a very like coarse, grating word. Shirk, shirk, and it's sort of contrasted to Islam, like the actual way you like Islam, like in that soft S when you say it in the Arabic, Islam. Literally the yeah, it's sort of like if Islam is harmony and putting what should be on top, the right thing on top, right? Shirk is the opposite. Shirk is like this coarse disharmony. Um, and you got to think about the feeling and apply it to a lot of different situations. So, for example, um, what, yeah, like what would be an example of not practicing that, not having that disharmony versus like someone who has that disharmony versus someone who doesn't, let's say. So, first, let's focus on the good, someone who does have the harmony. So, someone who has the harmony is doing something in a way, living their life in a way that's absolutely constructive for everyone. And if you think about, for example, work, spending time with family and spending time with people outside your family, your friends, or like going to events, being sociable, like it's wrong to only spend it. It can be very bad if you only spend time with friends because then it's sort of like you have no root at home and also you have no uh, time to yourself, right? The extreme opposite of that obviously is isolation. So if you're isolated, what's the problem? Like you're by yourself, you're not connecting with other people, you're not experiencing the minds of different people, you're not really helping out your family, you're just kind of totally alone, right? So in both these cases, they're examples kind of shirk because they're kind of this extreme, like, they're this extreme coarseness, right? Extreme isolation is terrible. Like, specifically when it's not, it's one thing if, let's say, someone is training extremely a lot for like a marathon or they're training with great intensity for something, right? But if someone's just kind of alone, like there's no building up, there's no construction, there's like this fundamental coarseness where life gets broken because of how they're living. It's the same thing with if you're spending all your time with people only. Like there's this extreme coarseness where it's almost like you don't exist. Or in the sense of like not having a career, not having like anything, someone's life that's obsessively focused on other people, right? And without some higher element to it, like let's say someone's doing, obviously you can't, no one's life exists in a vacuum with like no anything, but I'm saying, yeah, imagine someone's life with no overriding principle, like no overriding balance that's serving other people in an ultimate way. Other people, including their family, other people, including society, or progressing their mind, right? So it's not just other people; it's also like the progression of. It is ultimately other people. It's progression of a person until they become basically a saint, like basically or someone that's this perfect version of themselves, where they're trying to the progression of someone to the point where they get. I think perfection is almost like a religious concept, like because in many religions you have the concept of becoming a saint. So it's sort of like you become this ultimate version of yourself, and then that's the whole point of life. Um, but I mean it more with regards to yeah, like the progression of someone's life, or the selam, the like that selam, that watery harmonious balance. You notice that letter in Arabic it's seen, or more like that's it's like it's literally, it looks like a wave, right? It's like a motion of a wave. That's the soft S letter that Arabic uses. That's one of its S letters. There's other harder letters. But yeah, like basically, Selam is like the harmonious going together with things, and Shirk is like the opposite. Salam is like the state of harmonious, and Shirk is the opposite. And basically, yeah, like for example, when you're chewing food, you notice like you might chew on one side and then it feels right to chew on the other side. But imagine if instead of putting it on the other side, you keep it on that side, and like you go against the grain, and like you're not doing something that's in harmony with your tooth. You're against the harmony of your tooth. And so yeah, that's basically kind of that, but with life and everything in life. Your mind, your parents, your mom, anything, right? That's that's the way. Like that's the way things get wrecked. Is Shirk. And the way to keep things from getting wrecked is to be a Muslim, like to be someone who's in that state of salam all the time. Always like selam with basically the God, like the nature of life or life itself. Yeah, that's it. And that's it.